الرحيم وبه نستعين إن الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستعينه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهديه الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Indeed, all the thanks and all the praises are due to Allah the Almighty, who has made it possible for us to be together today, this evening. It is out of His mercy, it is out of His favor, it is out of His goodness. And we will always say, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Thank you, Lord, the Lord of the worlds, for your continuous support, blessings, and goodness. I use this to welcome you to this edition of our lecture tonight and talking about the family hour. This program is set aside to address some family issues and matters with a view to bringing and creating an awareness and for information, for lesson, and for guidance, so that we all can take the necessary steps for our own purposes and for the view to advising other people and for the general good of the society and setting the pattern, our normative pattern, on the right track. It is important for us to note that the foundation of every society is a family. If the family is right, then we can reasonably say that the society will be on the right track. If the family is having an issue, a problem, that can be the foundation of a national security challenge, which when it boomerangs, it becomes an issue that so many budgets will go in for it with the view to quelling it, with the view to solving such a humongous amount of issues and problems in the society. So having said that, tonight and this evening we shall be talking about the all-important topic, the irresponsibilities of the irresponsibles. The irresponsibility of the irresponsibles is something that is very disturbing, especially to everybody that cares about the family. To start with, because we're going to balance it up from both the irresponsibilities on the part of a man that is irresponsible and the irresponsibilities on the part of the woman that is irresponsible. The dues of the husband can fall into the trap of being irresponsible. And this is foundationally because marriage is all about taking responsibility. Once you agree to get married, it shows that you agree to accept responsibilities. You accept to be accountable. That is the reason why you choose to get married. Yes, you get married for social norms, to set the society on the right pedestal in terms of the normative pattern. Number two, because of cultural reason. Number three, biological reason and other reasons. But having said that, getting married means you have taken responsibility on yourself. That in this marriage, I will rise up to certain responsibilities that the marriage itself, the family might demand of me. And this is why, and this is an area where marriage is different from just a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. This is a marital relationship that strikes at the foundation of every society. So we can reliably therefore state that when the marriage is good, then society will be good. But once the marriage is bad, then we can reasonably say that the society might be bad rather. So now I want to give some instances here before we set the ball rolling into the discussion we're going to be having tonight, talking about the irresponsibilities of some irresponsible husbands. I'm going to start from the husband, then we finally go to the irresponsible behaviors on the part of the woman. Maybe you might have heard about the case of a man who marries a woman, and soon after the marriage, when the woman became pregnant, in pregnancy, subhanallah, in pregnancy, the marriage of some few months, when the woman became pregnant, I think less than 4 months, when the woman became pregnant, this man divorced the woman and sent her back to the father's house. And about 2 months later, this man gets married to another woman. These are serial monogamists. At every point in time, he has one wife in his house, but he keeps changing wife like he changes clothes. Serially, he keeps marrying. You won't have more than one woman in his house at any point in time, but then he marries this, divorces, marries that, divorces, marries this, and every one of them he impregnates. As soon as you get pregnant, he sends you out. This is highly irresponsible. This is highly irresponsible. Now, another case I need to quickly mention here also is the case of a man who gives birth to children but leaves them to fend for themselves. It says, you are your own. You take care of yourself. I don't born you. 2, 3 years, 4 years, max 5 years, the children are on their own. They need to fend for themselves. At such a tender age, this man sends out the children, and that is why, no thanks to those who attribute, nothing can be so unfathomable that to relate Al-Majiri system to Islam. I don't understand. How can you relate Al-Majiri to Islam? When Islam talks about family setup, building the foundation of the family on the right pedestal, and people say Al-Majiri is Islam, how? So the point here is this, that we have a problem with fathers who at tender age will send away their children and send them to the street with bowl in their hands and ask them to be begging on the street when the cars are moving. You see them. They say others go to school, they go to the street to beg. And if we leave these children today, they're going to become this, with the challenges we're dealing with today is because of the irresponsibilities of the irresponsible fathers and mothers 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Those same street children, they carry bowls then, they carry bowls in their hand. Today they carry machetes, they carry guns, Boko Haram, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, being sponsored by so-called powers of the world. And they say it's Islam. They know their sponsors. Their sponsors know them. They masquerade under Islam. They put knife at the neck of people and shout Allahu Akbar. Oh, does that make it Islamic? No. If you shout Allahu Akbar 1 million times, it doesn't make it Islamic. It's just somebody committing fornication and shouting Allahu Akbar. Does that make fornication to be Islamic? You are a killer. You are a bandit, and you should be treated as such. You're a criminal. So the irresponsible fathers, irresponsible mothers 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and left these children in the street. They become, from holding bolts in their hands in the traffic, they hold machetes today. If your car has a problem in the midnight or even in the daytime in a place that is so silent and uncomfortable, these guys will rain on you with attacks. They don't know. They don't have love. Nobody shows them love. Nobody shows them care. They have irresponsible fathers. They had irresponsible mothers. So irresponsibilities of the irresponsible make us to have this problem today. So like I mentioned earlier, we have this challenge on the part of some of the parents that give, and this is not, I'm not taking this from the blues. I'm saying this as a counselor talking about children that I have had personal contact with and have talked to, and how their fathers neglected them at tender age. Some of them were girls, they went into whatever they went into. So who do we blame here? The children? No. We blame the irresponsible father who will ask children of 3, 4 years, I'm done with you. And it will be given reference and say, my own father left me in the street by 3-year-olds, and this is why excuse me. Doesn't make it right that your father left you, your father behaved irresponsibly, so you want to follow the pattern of this irresponsible behavior of your father. So we have this problem of fathers, irresponsible father. We need to call out, this bad practices. Irresponsible fathers who will leave their children to fend for themselves. And they say, and it's time for prayer. I say, that's amazing. This is shocking. It's time for prayer. They go and say, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar where? Which God is great in your life? We have not seen the greatness of God in your life before you can declare his greatness, because you did not behave responsibly. May Allah have mercy on us. Furthermore, we have cases of men who would dress well, or even women who would dress well. They know how to wear the latest dress in town. They have the latest ashwebi. They dress well, apply perfume, apply powder. But look at their children, scruffy, unkept, hair untidy. They don't have oral hygiene. Who teaches them oral hygiene? You see, this is highly irresponsible. Highly irresponsible. This is very bad, honestly. This is very bad. How can we have peace and sanity in the larger society? We blame government, we blame Mr. President, we blame Mr. Governor, we blame Minister. Every other person is bad except ourselves, right? Oh, really? Even your family that you have failed to take care of, you have failed to take responsibility over your family. Oh, now president costs them. You see? So president costs everything. You refuse to go to work, president costs them. You refuse to take care of your children, president costs them. But you know how to get latest as should be. Every party you must attend, and your children do not have the touch of motherhood from you. So we have men. Let's start with the men now. These men who dress well, they wear the latest cloth. They are sparkling like a knight in shining armor, like the Lady Venus. You see them dressed to kill. Man, if you see them, you go bow. But check their children out. Check their children out. Look at the way they are. And you see the worst kind of upbringing of these children. And you tell me this is right? No. We don't know. We don't see quality life in you until we see quality lives in quality life in the life of your children. We don't see quality lives in you. The quality of your life you reflect on the children, the quality of the life of your children. So you dress, and sadly some of them will eat in the best canteen. They will eat all the chicken, all the meat, or whatever. They come and give their family. I think they call it in Hausa language. They call it garo garo, or gora gora, whatever. It's garo garo, gora gora, whichever way. You can leave your child, the family with garo garo, and then you enjoy yourself. You take the best of meal, declare, and yet your family suffer. What an irresponsible father you are. So it's weird. It's shocking to see irresponsibilities on the part of irresponsible men and women who don't care about family life. And you don't care about family life, you are part and parcel of our national security challenge, because you are part of the problems we have with. And that is the truth here. And if I have my way, right, I'm going to tell Mr. President to arrest you first. That's on the lighter mood anyway. But the bottom line is this: these challenges, they do not come from the blue. They come from irresponsible fathers, irresponsible mothers. How about this case? Let's take a look. I'm giving the scenarios one by one. How about the case of a man who struggled with house rent? The wife supported him, they paid house rent. And when it was proximate to paying the next house rent, he took off. And he ran away. They called him, the number was not reachable. The landlord will come today, come tomorrow, come today, come tomorrow. Where is your husband? He traveled. Where is your husband? Can't reach him. And actually, they couldn't reach the husband because he chose to run away from the responsibility of paying the house rent. You guess what he said? He said, oh my God. He said, they will sort themselves out. I don't want wahala. You don't want wahala. You have to get married. I don't want wahala. They go sort themselves out. You don't want wahala, you got married? You already asked for the wahala now because you chose to get married. It's laughable, right? So the man ran away when it was close to the time of paying the next rent. For about a month, he didn't come home. If his number could not be reached, and the wife was so worried. So the landlord will keep coming. So the wife has to go out, get relatives, get friends, get the all the adachier of the world that he had done, pull the money together as if he was monitoring, as if he got somebody hinting him in the neighborhood. As soon as the money was paid, the man showed face. It shows his face. I say, I'm back. Back to where? Where have you been to? Amazing. So you've been trying to nose around and to see what we have been faced with in the hand of the landlord. This man ran away. So this is irresponsible, highly disgustful. So we have men who would choose this kind of life pattern, regardless of how they treat their children, and run away and abandon their children to themselves. Now, the last example I'm going to give before we go into the topic that's proper is a case of a man. I'm mentioning men more than women. We're going to talk about the women inter alia, but it's important for us to call out the activities of these irresponsible men. A man who did not leave, in my part of the world, they call it chop money, He didn't leave money for upkeep of the family. In the morning, he just left. Nothing for the wife, nothing for the children, and he chose to leave the home. And he came back in the evening, and the woman, in her own, femininity, in her own motherly care, she looked for a way around it, and she cooked something for the children. At dinner, she had prepared the breakfast, something for the lunch. At dinner, when the woman was preparing something for the dinner, the man came in. He came in and sat in the living room, waiting for the woman to serve him food. Serve him food? Yes. He was waiting for the wife to serve him food. So the woman deliberately didn't serve him. She served the children A, B, C, and she took her own part of the food to eat. Guess what he said? He said, where my own food now? Where my own food now? And he said, where is my food? And the woman asked him, oh, your food? You left us since morning, and you're coming back in the evening. You're asking me to give you food. Did you ask me what we ate in the morning, what we ate in the afternoon? Now you are coming, you say us about eating something, and you are asking me for your food? And that was how he smote the wife on the face, poor. And issue started. And it became something in the estates. So now we have such men who are highly irresponsible to the extent of even lording it over their wives and hiding their irresponsibilities. Having said that, now what are these common irresponsible behaviors that we need to call out, respected viewers? I mentioned just the last point I mentioned. When a man demands obedience from the wife while neglecting financial responsibilities, this is an irresponsible behavior on the part of such a man. Like I mentioned earlier, the man did not provide money for food. He didn't provide money to cover household needs. He leaves the wife to struggle on her own, or depending on her own family and friends and the husband. This is a highly irresponsible behavior on any man who behaves that way. Furthermore, some men weaponize this entitlement. They feel so entitled. Say, I'm your husband. No, that is not how it works. When you do not work consistently to keep your family together, when you depend on your wives or your relatives, then you still saying that you are the husband, and you try to say that I am the head of the family. But being the head is not just to have a big head. Being the head means to provide leadership. To provide leadership here also means to be able to stand up to the needs of the family regardless of whatever you might be going through. Being at the service of your family makes you a good leader, because leadership is about service. So the level of the service and the sacrifice you are able to make to your family makes you a true leader that you ought to be. So the point here is this. The point here is this. We have a duty and responsibilities to our family, rather than just claiming that you are the head, rather than just claiming that you are the head, you are the leader of your family. Let us look at you, you be the head by being actively engaged in providing necessary services to your family. This makes you responsible. This makes you the head. Furthermore, some men who are irresponsible in their behaviors, they emotionally neglect their wives, and some of them, and quite a number of men, and I'm not going to shy away from saying this, because a number of men objectify women. They treat women like they don't have feelings. They treat women like they are chattels. They treat women like they are like garment you can remove and wear another one, put another one, and they're just so nasty in their behavior and the treatment of their wives. They communicate harshly, or they don't communicate at all, and yet they demand respect and loyalty. Now, let us note that when we demand respect and loyalty from our wives, this does not grow from the blues. It is a function of your dedication and commitment to the family values. When you are communicating, when you stand, let us know that you are standing for the purpose of the family, not for the purpose of just you luxuriating your hegemonial sovereignty or your male-centric attitude that you are the man, you are the head of the family. This is not how it is done. Now, some men also, they are not present. When I talk about present, I mean presence. I mean they are not present when it comes to leading their children. Leading their children, setting them on the right pedestal. They are not there. For example, how do we explain the case of a man who do not feed or guide or mentor their children? You are not there for them. And albeit there are some men that will send their wives packing. They just send them packing at the slightest impulse. And they say, you remain there, they are my children. They are your children. Can you take care of them? You, the man, that you're not even always available? And that is why we I don't know how we're going to solve this problem unless we begin to address family issues and as part and parcel of our national security architecture or plan. Then we're not going to see the end of this problem. How do you talk about the case of the man who sent away the mother of the children in a fit of madness called anger, and then say that I'm the man, and does not have the time to take care of these children, and the children grow up from pilfering to stealing, from stealing to highway robbery, and these are the children that come from bad homes because of the conduct of their father. So you have the irresponsible behavior on the part of these men, creating security for the society. Security challenges for the society. So how do we solve this problem? This is something that we have to look at closely. So when you are not present, you are not a model. Your children can look up to you. They can't say, I want to be like my father. They can't say that about you. Because where are you anyway? You're not there. Every time I shout, every time I beat, na con. This is not how it goes, brother. This is not how it goes. So you're not connecting with your children emotionally. You're not connecting with them spiritually. Yet you want unquestioned authority. Unquestioned authority, how? How? So we should understand that children learn responsibility by example. Children are looking at you. They want to see you as the pattern, that anything daddy does is right. So if it were not right, daddy won't do it. This is how children are wired generally. So they want to see you as their pathway to the world, the windows to the world. And if you are not there, then something is wrong. And like I said, sadly, sometimes some of these men, they use religion as cover-up. Look, the religion is a trust in your hand. It is not a shield for injustice and your selective behavior and selective emotional, being selective emotionally, treat this one that way and treat the other one the other way. This is not right. Furthermore, we have, like I mentioned earlier in the course of the examples I was giving, men who will go out, they go to canteen, they go to joint, they drink to stupor, they eat, they call it ICAO, they call it ICAO, they eat the bakato of the world, they eat the chicken of the world, they eat the fish of the world, they point to everything and they spend money recklessly and they leave their family in abject poverty. They waste money, they engage in harmful habit, drugs and everything. And they want to prove that they are big men in the eyes of their friends and families, and yet they don't take care of their own immediate families. So now the point is that you are part of our problem, because the moment you begin to feel big outside and you are just a dwarf inside your house because of your irresponsible behavior, then you are not a good husband to start with. Now, my appeal to the men before we go, because we're going to switch gear to the women, because these irresponsible behaviors, we can also see them in irresponsible women. So we're going to balance up the conversation. Before we go to that, we need to understand that as good husbands, as responsible husband, you must stand up to provide for your family, to protect your family, and you must stand up to be of right character and attitude vis-a-vis how you raise your children. Now, we need to understand that doing this, it is like you are upholding the values of the society. What can make the society to be peaceful? You are on that track, because the society cannot be peaceful when you don't do your duty, when I don't do my duty. Society can be peaceful when you perform your role to the best of your ability. Then we know that we have done the best we can. You're always around. You are always attentive. Who is at home? Who is not at home? Have you locked the house? Yet you may not be physically at home, but emotionally, with your presence, with your questioning, you know that your presence is being felt in the home. So we need to understand that we all need to be together on this path, on the path of setting our families right, in order that the society can be set right. When you get the moment you get married, you are holding a societal trust in your hand. You are holding an amana, we call it amana here, a trust in your hand that you will be part of the solution to the community, to the society, and to the nation, not part of the problems. Because if your marriage fails in that area, you have failed our society. If your marriage fails in that area, you have failed our world. And it is not that we should be silent when we see your behavior, because when we are silent, we normalize your misconduct. And we're not going to we're not going to be silent at your misconduct. We will call it out. We call it out and say it as it is, so that society can be better. Now, let me quickly mention here, masculinity is not like you are a lord. No, masculinity means you are a leader who is responsible. And this is something that I think we all must take lesson from. It is not the physical appearance or the brute. It is your ability to be down to earth in raising the children, bringing them to your side, talking to them regularly, being on their side and solving their problems, being attentive, being listening to them, being there for your wife, being a caring husband as much as it is possible. This makes you a responsible husband. If you don't do it, then we say you are an irresponsible husband behaving irresponsibly. So we say you are part of the irresponsibilities of the irresponsible. Now, let us quickly switch gear to the part of the women. Because, look, there are women and there are women. There was a man that told me that he made a mistake of marrying the wrong wife. And he gave me his reasons. When I listened, having listened to him, I said, wow, so such women still exist in the world? I pray Allah in His mercy not to make us to fall into wrong hands, those of us who are male. And I pray Allah not to make us to fall into wrong hands, those of us who are females. When he narrated his ordeals, and I said, Subhanallah, this is amazing that we still have this kind of women right on this planet Earth. Now, how do you explain the case of a woman whose husband's presence does not mean anything? As in, the friends are outside, they have already agreed to party, and she's already dressing up, dressing to kill, The husband is in the house with the children, and the friends are waiting in another car outside, preparing. No permission, nothing. And the husband asks, "Where are you going to? Have your children eating?" They will find something to chop. But I gave you money. Go and buy something to cook for them. Now I must go to this party. All my friends, my club members, all of them, all of them, they there. And using all the pancakes or this pancake, your powder, you call it, all the artificial hair, wig or whatever, all the fine cloth, and leaving the children were just looking at the mother. As the children were there with their father, looking at the mother. They were hungry, yet she was saying that they will take care of themselves. They are grown up now. They can enter the kitchen. They can cook by themselves. And you, the mother, you are behaving irresponsibly because you want to go to party, because you want to go to and so as you be and be with other your satanic women, your satanic colleagues. So this is highly irresponsible. And if the presence of your husband does not mean anything to you, then you are irresponsible. So women are so blatant, consistently neglect basic care of their children. They show little concern for their emotional and moral upbringing, and they delegate responsibility entirely without valid reason. House help will do it. Even in their responsibilities to their husband. House help will cook. House help would serve the husband. House help will pack the plate. House help will dress the bed. House help, everything. When they're in their house, when the husband calls them, "Darling, can I get this?" House help, go and get this. Can I get this? House help, go and go. So they are like two masters in the house. They are contesting. They are not respectful. They are not obedient. They are their lords. They are on their own. You are not. They don't see husbands as being important. As in, you get money, I get money. You can't control me. That is the way they live their lives. So they have the kind of a diarchy in the house. If the husband gives instruction, they don't obey. They do what they want to do, and there is nothing that the husband can do about it. This is a mistake for a wife. So we must look, when you delegate responsibility for every single thing, to the extent of the care of your children. Your children are grown up, yet they have never for once have motherly touch from you. What kind of a woman are you? You're irresponsible. And I'm not apologizing to you if you are in that category. No apologies to you. You're irresponsible. You dress well, you package yourself, you do everything outside. Yes, but what about inside? You're like, I don't want to use the wrong word here, so let's just leave that. So motherhood has two responsibilities, are trust from Allah. And if you neglect them, it deeply hurts. Not only does it hurt your husband, it hurts the feelings of your children, because the children look at you as, see now our mama be this. Is this our mother? There is no mother in you, because you just want to blend in. Today, this conference in Abuja, the other one, conference in Lagos, the other one, you're just flying all over the places without taking care of the family. You're always on the news, social media, you are doing this and that. You have neglected your primary responsibilities to your children and to your husband. And you tell me you are a woman. What kind of a woman are you? You are an irresponsible woman. And like I said, I'm not apologizing to you for saying this. No apologies to you. I'm a career woman. Career what? Career nonsense. The greatest career that you have is to take care of those children and bring them up in a better way. Tell me you're a career woman. Who sent you career? Career call. Career knee. It's so sad. And some of these women are emotionally, they withdraw from their husband. Their husband don't have their attention. Their children don't have their attention. They are always preparing for this and that, flying all up and down. At the end of the day, they look just like a failed people, because they have acquired all the medals of the world. They have packaged all the prizes of the world. They are always there speaking and holding the microphone everywhere and smiling and showing a shadow of themselves. Yet in their homes, they have no foundation. They are not grounded. They are not grounded. They are always contemptuous, constantly criticizing their husband. They are withholding affection as a means of punishing their husband, and they refuse to cooperate with their husband in the raising of their children. When you don't show love to your husband, who you go show love to? No thanks to you, because you have all those men friends outside there. That's your problem. When you disrespect and you undermine your husband's authority in the house, you are an irresponsible woman. What is the woman in you? When your husband says yes, you say no. Your husband says no, you say yes. Don't do this, you do. Don't go there, you go. You are irresponsible. Some women even go to the extent of publicly belittling their husband. Some of them I've had a case of a woman who tells their husband, shut up. Shut up, who they call you, make you the talk here. Shut up. And you see them on the social media dancing, twerking. Or what do you call it? Is it twerking or tweaking or whatever? Just dancing away their time, showing their whatever. Is that the modesty on the part of a good woman? Does that show modesty? You're not beautifying yourself for your husband. You're beautifying yourself for social media, for men to appreciate you. What about your husband? And some even going to the extent that they encourage their children to disrespect and disregard their husband. Whenever their husband does something right, they hide it. Listen to this. What an unjust woman you are. Your husband does something right, you hide it. You don't tell your children, your daddy did this. No. He gives you money, you pretend as if you are the one spending the money. You are spending his money, yet you didn't acknowledge that it was your husband that gives you money to give to your children. You say you give to them. But when he fails to do something, you name it. Say your daddy did not do this, so now daddy did spoil that one. That thing will spoil. Now daddy no do amo. That thing, in I mean the do amo. So you look. Excuse me. What exactly do you want? Tell me what you want. You want to take over the family from your husband? You want your children to look at you as everything? Okay, fine, they look at you as everything, but Allah does not see you as anything. Take it from me. If you like, take it. If you like, don't take it. That's your problem. I'm sorry I'm being a bit hard. We have to be frontal about this because this is the foundation of the problems of our society. We're talking about national insecurity. Insecurity starts from the family. And if the society must be secured, the family must be secured. Now, not two ways about it. Not two ways about it. Look, we are saying not that your husband is a perfect human being, but even when the husband is not perfect, undermining him in the presence of your children does not structure the family. It rather destroys the family structure. Not because the children have nobody to look up to. They can't look up to you because you are not their father. You are their mother. And children must always have a father unless you are a prostitute. What about financial irresponsibility? Some women are so financially reckless. They demand from their husband what they know their husband cannot afford to give them. They spend secretly in ways that create hardship, that to the extent that they demand from their husband what their husband cannot afford to give them, and even when their husband struggle to give them, they keep it in the name of I'm saving. And they make their children look. You are a bad woman, a bad one. Your husband gives you money to take care of the children. You keep the money, hide the money, and they do adache. You give the children gari in the morning, by in the evening, gari in the evening, in the afternoon. Excuse me. What kind of a woman are you? And because of at the end of there is so, our club is going to so ashwebi, and I must be part. And you have to make the children to go through hunger. Sadly, your husband sent you money for school fees of your children. You refuse to pay the school fees of your children because you want to use the money to go party. Woman. Oh my God. When you do that, you betray the trust of your husband in you, because he has tried his best to give you what he can afford to give you, but you have not lived up to expectation vis-a-vis what you are supposed to do as a wife to your husband. So we need to call out this. We need to call out. And some children are manipulative. Manipulative in the sense that you know what you're doing. You try to manipulate your husband towards making him to be underneath you. Manipulation is not a good quality on the part of a woman, except irresponsible women. When your husband comes up with something, you try to she be now this now. I believe that one. Are you trying to manipulate him? You try to hoodwink him and play him here and there and pretend as if nothing happens. Look, if nobody says anything, Allah will tell you, Allah says something. You are poisoning the emotional climate at home because of your irresponsible and reckless behavior. There is constant complaint, constant curses, tension in the house because you are the virus in the home. You are the cancer in the home. You behave like there is no husband. You behave as if you are another husband. But like I mentioned earlier, you are the wife. You're not the husband. You are the mother. You're not the father and the mother at the same time. And if you behave like this, you won't make the children to have the right direction as far as their growth is concerned, because the children will grow without a proper direction. And this is not a very good one. When you turn the home to another battlefield, a play of stress, what is your gain? What do you stand to gain when you make the home to be a battlefield? This is not right. Now, let me tell you, I don't want to use the wrong word here, dear madam in your house. When you don't raise the children the right way, they become not only the Aninis of the world, they become the Boko Haram of the world, they become the bandits of the world, they become the kidnappers of the world. Because you have shown them no love, they don't know love. You have shown them no mercy, they don't know mercy. And this is very, very important. So we need to call out these irresponsible behaviors on the part of both the husband and the wife. And we're trying to run off now before we take a look at some of the comments that we have on the comment section. Because we need to, as a matter of importance and urgency, the nation, this nation or all the nations of the world, they are just the same thing. It is the human beings that live in them. It's a social issues. Now, if we don't step in and step out, step into this in a good way, starting from the family, then the society cannot be good. It is what you do, what I do in our various families that will make the society to be good. Look, whether you are a man, you must be responsible. Whether you are the woman, you must be responsible. You must take your family as in a manner that God Almighty will ask you. This is important because it is from children today that we have adults tomorrow. And once you have chosen to have a family, then you have chosen to raise the section of the society from that home. It now depends on how you conduct yourself in your family that will determine the kind of product that you push out to the larger society. On a final note, let me remind you, Mr. President, Mr. Governor, Mr. Ministers, all of them, they have fathers and mothers who have struggled to raise them whichever way you see them today, and there are the good and the bads, and you see them. This is a function of the kind of upbringing that they have. Where they are good ones, the function of their family background. When you have the bad ones, it's as a result of the irresponsible behaviors on the part of their parents. So let us try to begin now to harness our potential, the family capacity that we have for national growth and prosperity, so that our nation can become a better place for us all to live in. And like I said earlier, our society can be better. It can be better. It is your responsibility. It is my responsibility. So we don't want irresponsibilities on the part of irresponsibles here again. We want every member of our society to behave responsibly. We're going to stop here tonight, and I pray that Allah in His mercy will bless you and give us better understanding of this message tonight. Before we round off, let me take time to go through some of the comments that we have. Okay, we have a few ones here. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Haja Zainab. May Allah bless you. Awal Abdullahi, may Allah bless you. Alaikum assalam. Prayer point here, may Allah bless you too. Okay, thank you very much. May Allah be with you too. May Allah be with you. These are prayers here. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. And the one we have here is Jazakumullah khairan for the reminder. May Allah guide us all. May Allah guide us all. Another question here: how do we pass this message to the youth? I believe we, the youth, need this sensitization most, so we don't misstep. Okay, I agree with you, and this is part of the advocacy. If you can, Let us try to connect more of our youth to this platform, the family hour on Sundays and the faith hour on Saturday, both 7 o'clock, Saturdays and Sundays. The more we have them, the more we have such opportunities to clarify our doubts and listen to either on the faith hour or the family hour to listen to words that are hoped that would galvanize us to become better person and better citizens of this lovely country. And this is just my take on this, and I appreciate that question. Okay, I want to appreciate all from my wife to others who have asked questions and contributed here tonight. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah in His mercy bless you all and reward you. Okay, fine. I'm not seeing any further comment. We're going to just stop here tonight, asking Allah in His mercy to bless us all and give us the best in this world and forever in the hereafter. I want to sincerely thank and appreciate you all. Thank you for being a part of this tonight. We hope to see you again on Saturday, at Faith Hour, 7 o'clock in the evening, inshallah. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين صلوا على النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.